Hello everybody, this is WarStory video vlog. I'm Alex and here is Dave. Hello Dave.
Hey Alex.
Good to see you here. We are at the Wilmington, Ohio Military Antique Show, OVMS. In this interview, my question to Dave was super simple. Could you show us the best items you have here?
Absolutely.
Let's start it with blood order.
These are special. Blood orders cased they're super rare to find. Blood orders, so there's a first pattern, which is this one in the smaller box, and then a second pattern. So all the blood orders are numbered. The first patterns are numbered up to number 1500. They were only for the participants of the beer hall putsch itself. So these were the guys that were there on November of 1923 when the beer hall putsch failed in front of Feldherrnhalle. So these are kind of the ones you want. These are the rare ones. Most are identified. But what makes this one very special is that it's still in the original box. Mm-hmm. You can see the difference between the box sizes. This one's much larger, much smaller. So these were earlier.
And there is a like small miniature. Is it in like original complete? I mean, like, is it original set that came with
So this set, I added the miniature. Actually, a friend of mine found the miniature, so I added that. But the metal came with it. What's really, really unique with this one is that the metal is numbered 834 on the back here, underneath of the Feldherrnhalle. And the really special thing with this is that the bottom of the box is also numbered 834.
That's insane.
So it is a complete set. I was very happy to find this. This was just an incredible set. The first patterns themselves are very hard to find, just the metals, but the box, they just really almost don't exist anymore. So the second patterns started after the number 1500, and these were really to just kind of recognize those who participated in like what they called the struggle years between 1919 and 1933 before the Nazis came to power. And this would have been guys who were incarcerated, serving life sentences, sentenced to death, lost limbs in the fighting. These pretty much go up from number 1500 up to about 4,000. So these are quite rare. They only made about 2,500 of these. This is a nice set. It was just found out of the woodwork. It's bought from a family. I didn't buy it from the family. A friend of mine did.
Condition is super good.
The condition is crazy good. Box has a little bit of scuffs on the corners, which is normal to see. But the metal is just, that's the nicest one I've ever seen.
And it came from American veteran family. So this box saved this medal in like stone mint condition. Just imagine the feelings of veteran who found it. This big one, impressive, and the silver hallmark is on there.
Yes.
So definitely he recognized like it's valuable thing and he brought it back. But I bet he didn't know what exactly he brought back.
He probably had no idea what that medal was for. He probably found it in the house of the awardee and just put it in his duffel bag and sent it home. That's how a lot of them were.
So we gotta say thank you for veterans who brought back stuff like
absolutely.
that, because yeah, that's cool. And another set. This set is like very interesting. Yeah, you shared the story. It's pretty cool. It's not expensive,
this is really
but
cool. No, it's not as expensive as it would be if it was a real Knight's Cross and a real set of Oakleys, but it's really neat. So we know that they did pretty much a field-made Iron Cross. They used Iron Cross second classes. They'd add a ring or spin the ring, and they'd wear it like a Knight's Cross. They couldn't get it.
Yeah.
It's very hard to prove that it was actually worn as a Knight's Cross. What's great about this one is that we have a photograph of the original owner wearing the oak leaves with the cross. You can see it in the photo that these oak leaves are the exact same oak leaves in the photo as what's here. That's why that set kind of stands apart from the other ones that are made in the Knight's Crosses, because you can't prove if it was
that's true.
done during the war or the 50s or 60s or 70s
that's true.
or now. That one, I'm confident that is it.
This kind of trench art when soldiers made something from like other things, but it's understandable because like the big Iron Cross, he just could like lost it somewhere, and this is a Stuka pilot. Stuka pilots is a like special kind of guys, like
they were the dive bombers.
People dive bombers, and another set. It was insane in a red box. Your new collection thing. Let's show it.
This is a special presentation set. It was given out by Adolf Hitler. So the Gold Party badges were given to the first 100,000 members of the NSDAP who paid their dues. So if you stopped paying your dues, you would lose your status and the number, and you would be reassigned a number, and you wouldn't be able to get the badge. So this was given out to guys who didn't necessarily fit in the first 100,000, but they were kind of major contributors to the party or prominent figures.
And there is a stamp like AH, which means like obviously Adolf Hitler. And what is the difference? Let's explain to our subscribers what is the difference between just regular ones and with those ones with the AH.
The AH were, they were special presentations from Adolf Hitler to certain party members who didn't necessarily fit the criteria to get a Gold Party badge. They weren't one of the first 100,000 members. So if they contributed, donated a lot of money to the party or were a part of some special organization that kind of furthered.
So technically this guy got to be a little more important than those guys who participated in like first 100,000 because
Correct.
He had to have like some special abilities, you know what I mean?
Party leaders, there were some Wehrmacht generals that got them. It just special individuals. It was an individual war, really, to recognize the merits towards the party.
That's true. And about generals, it's very interesting also story about generals and bribing of German generals. You know that story? Yeah, I gotta do the video about it. Like it's like pretty known stuff when generals were awarded by like mansions and houses in eastern territories.
Yes.
For example, like in Eastern Prussia, just to be more emotional invest in the war. You know what I mean? So this is a kind of that thing actually. Two more badges I want to show you to our subscribers. This one is a 75 General Assault badge. And can you tell how rare is it? How often you can see them in that condition?
Finding them in this condition, it's tough to find them. Usually because they're zinc based. These were instituted in 1943. By that time, badge manufacturing went from better metals like brass and nickel silver to zinc. Really just because it was needed for the war effort. And zinc just doesn't hold the finish like brass or nickel, so a lot of the finish on these will have evaporated or just fades out. But this one holds a lot of the gilding, which is really nice about this. The eagle still has all the darkening, the number box is in place. This is JFS, they use aluminum rivets and then steel crimped in hardware. Yeah. They're tough to find. Usually you'll see, there's plenty of the standard General Assaults on tables and even 25s and 50s you can find, but finding 75s and 100s, it's getting tough.
That's something. I really like design because they had like different design before 75, like 25 and 50.
Yes.
It was a one pattern and they changed the shape from the 75. So this one is really interesting. And the last thing that related with honor goblet is a Beobachter.
Yep, the observer badge. So I picked this up. I actually bought this one. I'm keeping this one.
It's for your collection also.
This is for me.
Oh,
yeah.
That's too bad.
Sorry.
No, but this one is insane.
Yeah, so this is a J2 Junker Observer. The Junker finishes, they're beautiful finishes, but they're very thin and delicate, so they would wear off and patina very easily. Finding them with this kind of burnishing and the silver remaining on the wreath, and then that distinctive Junker, it's almost like a gun bluing. It's not darkening, it's almost like a bluing.
Yeah.
Similar to Osman, but not quite the same. But finding them in this condition, it's next to impossible now. So.
And I like frosting and burnishing on the silver because it's like a kind of, like a diamond.
Yes, it's like jewelry.
Yeah,
it's jewelry.
Exactly. That is also why we like those items, because of the craftsmanship. Because like Third Reich period, German Imperial period, before 1918, it was a really good craftsmanship and also like jewelry quality.
That was the best era for this type of stuff.
Yeah, and also when we are talking about badges and medals, particular Third Reich period, it's very interesting because it's very closed and finished system. Because, for example, Russian orders, badges and stuff like that, we still produce them after 1945 just because a country won.
Right.
The same with United States.
Yes.
In United States, all stuff like equipment, edged weapon, badges and insignia also continue to produce.
Right. Whereas with the Germans war was done and it was over.
So it's very limited period, and it's very interesting for collectors because it's like a limited system.
Right.
And at the end of the interview, I want to ask you a question. From your point of view, what's happening with the plating on the zinc badges? Because zinc-made badges sometimes faded or has evaporated plating. You can see it on your screen. But what's happening actually? Because in dagger theme, we can see it's just like worn out. If someone worn it too much. So what's your opinion?
Well, we use the term evaporated because they can give the appearance that it looks like it has evaporated with like streaks, and I mean they can tiger stripe, they do all kinds of crazy things. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's getting absorbed in or if it's actually just kind of like deteriorating where it just kind of fades out, if you will. I think it could be both. I don't have a direct answer for that. We just call it evaporation.
Okay, thank you. So guys, what do you think about this question? Because it's a very interesting question. Has it been evaporated or like fell apart or worn out like with edged weapon or daggers? It's interesting. Don't hesitate. Text your opinion in comment section. Thank you very much for your time.
Welcome.
Thank
Always.
you. Thank you for your stuff and your knowledge that you share with our subscribers. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Press like button and subscribe, and we are waiting your comments. I gotta visit Dave this summer and we can film more videos. So ask Dave some questions and I'll read him comments and we can answer in upcoming videos. So thank you all. Have a good one and see you real soon.